Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelly and I'm a self-taught sewist. I sew mainly indie patterns, and today I'm sharing my monthly makes from October. If you're interested in patterns by indie designers such as Helen's Closet, True Bias and Megan Nielsen patterns, stick around and I'll take you through what I've been making. I do include all of the details of my makes along with my current measurements in the box below, so check there if you want to deep dive into any of those makes. And if you enjoy my sewing content and want to follow along and keep up to date with what I have been up to, please feel free to subscribe and don't forget to like this video. Now let's jump into my October makes. The first pattern that I'm talking about today is the Roscoe blouse and dress. This pattern's designed by True Bias and it has a gathered neckline along with raglan sleeves and a slit in the neckline with some ties. It comes in 3 different length options: a blouse length, a tunic length and a dress length with an extra ruffle. It's a very oversized fit and an A-line kind of shape, and it's very comfortable for summer. It's not clingy. If you use the right fabric, it's quite breathable, but it still gives you some good sun coverage, which is why I like it. And I made it in 2 different types of fabric. The first one is the plain pink top, and this is a Rayon blend. I did use this fabric a couple of months back for a pair of Vacation Vibe palazzo pants. And it's just very light, it's got a lot of drape, it's very breathable and quite a comfortable fabric, and pink is definitely my go-to. So I knew that this top would slot in well into my wardrobe and mix and match with a lot of things I already have in there. Now for the second version, I made exactly the same style. This is view A and it's size 16. The only adjustment I made was to remove 1.5 inches from the length of the top. This fabric is a cotton slub that I purchased from Spotlight, and it's designed by Tara Reid. The print on this fabric is retro tea canisters, and the colorway is really it's really lovely. It's my kind of style. I really like the blues, pinks and purples, so I think it really complemented my style and it spoke to me, so I knew I had to grab that fabric when I saw it. This fabric does have a lot more structure and shape to it. It tends to hold the volume in the puffy sleeves really well, and it looks a bit more bold. That being said though, I have made a number of things in this cotton slub before, and with wash and wear over time it does soften a lot. So I think it will lose a little bit of that structure over time. I'm really happy with both of these makes. They turned out really well, they fit nicely for me, and they're super comfortable and versatile tops to wear that can be dressed up or down. It's also fun to experiment with the type of fabric for this pattern. The next pattern is the Winslow Culottes. This pattern is designed by Helen's Closet, and it is a very wide leg culotte style pant with a fitted waistband, a inseam zip and pockets along with box pleats. I have not made the original version of the Winslow Culottes. I have always gone with the hacked version that Helen has a tutorial of on her blog, and that is the elastic back. So for this version I went with a shorter length, which is view B, and that sits just above the knees for me. I thought that this design would be really nice to try for summer as more of a casual pair of culottes that I think would be just really lightweight and comfortable when it gets really hot and humid here in Brisbane. I decided to make this out of a cheetah print fabric. I don't embrace a lot of brown in my wardrobe. I really am not drawn to it, but I'm just trying something different. So I thought this might be a nice casual pair of culottes that could mix and match with a lot of things within my wardrobe. They are super, super comfy. As I said, I use the elastic waist hack as per my September video on this. So the back waistband is elasticized and the front waistband is flat. That means that the front has the box pleats, but the back doesn't have the box pleats. It's gathered along with the elastic for shaping. I did actually hack the pockets in this version. The inseam pockets are not really my preference. I find them a little bit hard to locate in this style of pant. And so I opted to create a slash pocket instead this time around. Size-wise, I made a straight size 16 in this pattern and no other adjustments apart from following Helen's hack on her blog. Moving on to my next pattern. This is the Lazo jumpsuit and playsuit, again designed by Helen's Closet. Last month I made a couple of these and I have found that I'm wearing them a lot. They really are my favorite makes and I think they're going to be perfect for summer. The Lazo pattern, if you're not familiar, is a sleeveless style jumpsuit and playsuit. It has a straight leg design and it has slashed pockets. It has a button closure and a V-neck, and it also has a waist tie for a bit of shaping. So I've made another version in October. It's the one that I'm wearing. This is the playsuit view, still in a size 16, and it's view B with a D cup bust. I did grade to a 14 at the bust, but used a size 16 everywhere else. And the fabric that I've used is a cotton drill. This is also designed by Tara Reid, and I'm super pleased with how it turned out. It's very comfortable. The View B is the shorts version, and I feel like this is very versatile and will get a lot of wear through summer. The fabric itself is a cotton drill, which is a little bit thicker, and I did find that my machine struggled a little bit with the automatic buttonholes. It made them a little shorter than what they're programmed to be, just trying to move the fabric through the machine. I had some vintage buttons in my stash, which I've used for this piece, and they turned out to be a really perfect match color-wise to the fabric I've chosen. For all the binding around the holes and around the neckline, I used a pink and white gingham that I had in my stash as well, because it's a little bit more lightweight and easier to maneuver with the drill fabric. As I said, this is getting a lot of wear. It's an absolute favorite, and I already have another version cut out that I'll be working on in November. The last pattern on my list for October is the Sudley blouse. This is designed by Nielsen. The Sudley top and dress, if you're not familiar, is a slightly oversized shape. It's got a keyhole opening in the neckline, and it can be worn to the front or back. It does not have any bust darts, and it has an optional Peter Pan collar. For the dress, it has a gathered skirt. The version that I made is the blouse version, and this is view B. I did opt for the Peter Pan collar this time around, and I used a black rayon blend. I have used this fabric before. Last month I made some Winslow culottes out of it, and I thought I would make another neutral style top for my wardrobe this time. The problem was when I cut it out and started sewing, I thought, oh, this plain black top really is not me. It didn't feel like it was my kind of style, and I don't wear a lot of black in my wardrobe, although I am intentionally trying to bring in some more neutrals. So I left it for a week or so, and I got myself some rickrack, thinking maybe this was the perfect opportunity to do a bit of experimenting. Now, I've not used any rickrack before on any of my creations, although I have seen a number of makers in the sewing community do some really fun stuff with rickrack. So I got some red and some pink and had a bit of a play around with how it looked on the top. And what I decided to go with was some rickrack in the collar, so it would just peek out the edges of the collar, and then rickrack around the bottom of the sleeves and the hem of the top as well. And that definitely added that little pop of color that I felt like this top was lacking. So as much as it is a neutral, it's got a little pop of color, which makes it a bit more my style, and I'm definitely a bit more comfortable wearing it now. In terms of experimenting with rickrack, I think that it went quite well. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. And the rickrack in the collar is quite a cute effect where you can just see like a little scalloped edge. I would definitely give rickrack another go in the future on some other creations and be a bit more experimental with that, because I think it's quite fun. The blouse itself is really lovely. I've made this pattern before a few times this year, so it's quite comfortable and easy to throw on, and I do love that it's very versatile in the fact that it can be worn with the keyhole either at the back or the front, and it will go with quite a lot of items in my wardrobe as well, so it's a win for something neutral being added back in to try and complement all the patterns within my wardrobe. Voiceover Kelly here. When I was recording this video, I forgot to mention that I actually made another Sorrento bucket hat. This pattern is by LB Textiles, and if you've watched any of my videos from the past couple of months, August and September, you would know that I've been on a roll making bucket hats for multiple people in my life as gifts. This bucket hat is the hacked version, and if you'd like to see more details on that, pop to my September 2025 video and all the details are there on the hack. It was gifted to my mum, and the beautiful blue fabric on the outside is designed by Jocelyn Proust. She's an Australian artist. And the pink fabric on the inside as the lining is a cotton drill, with the outside being a cotton canvas. October for me was a pretty successful sewing month, although I did notice that the number of makes was less than my last couple of months, which is fine. It just shows that life can't all be about sewing. I made 2 Roscoe blouses, one Sudley blouse, the Lazo playsuit, a pair of Winslow culottes, and a Sorrento bucket hat, which is still a pretty good effort for 1 month worth of sewing. We'll see what I get up to next month in November, although I suspect it's going to be a little bit less given the time of year we're at. If you enjoy sewing content that focuses on indie patterns, then please feel free to hit that subscribe button if you do want to keep up to date with what I've been making. And I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.